Ryan in Saskatoon, could the global shutdowns steer us into a brief quad 3 or quad 4 before resuming quad 2? Thanks. This is obviously a pretty good example of waking up today and to some extent telling yourself a story or a narrative, I guess, based on the news from the UK. But Neil Howe and I actually did a long call on this on Thursday, and if anything on the margin, it seems like the rate of change of COVID is improving. Not that it necessarily matters what's happening in the market that much, but I wouldn't anchor on something like that it isn't directly related or indirectly related. I think you're sort of waking up and saying the market's down, so it must be this, therefore this. I don't know if you have any thoughts on that, Keith.
Yeah, it's just environmentally. Could it be 25 degrees later on today? Maybe, but probably not. So we go with probably. Because I was looking at the weather because my outdoor rink, I'm trying to get it to freeze, and it's unlikely that we're going to see 25 degrees. So again, if that happens, anything can happen in God's good earth, then I'll say, well, it's nice. It's going to be 25 degrees. I think you got to get yourself there. You just got to get yourself there, because you wouldn't have asked the question about the quad to begin with if you didn't know what they were. So I appreciate that. But, again, if I thought that, I'd be acting on it and talking about it. I'd be doing one and the same thing. So anything can happen all the time. Let's just start with that. Be comfortable being uncomfortable. But when everybody else is uncomfortable is not the time to start confusing yourself and your process. It's actually time to act. So that's most likely what, I'm kind of hoping that this macro show ends a little early today because I got stuff to do. Not shoveling the snow, right? I got things that I want to do because I set up appropriately for it. I didn't set up last week. Think of the alternative to that, right, Jonesy, which is, hey, are you going to sell a bunch of stuff on Thursday and Friday because you think that the probability is going up of quad 3 or quad 4? No, that's not why I did it. That's why I built the risk range process so that I make good risk management decisions no matter what quad we're in. Don't forget that I did that before I did the quads. Okay, so signals came before quads, pods came before quads. Quads just tell you where you're most likely going to, again, we're telling you where we're probably going to be on an investable basis. The idea that, just think of a couple important levels. Like if we were to actually break down through 0.81% on the 10-year yield, which is currently trade momentum, well, that might wake me up. If the dollar were to break on an immediate term trade basis, which would be north of 92.5, that might get me thinking about that. The market is going to tell me what to think, not your questions or your feelings. And I hope you could just try. Just try on a day like today is a really good day to test yourself. And that's why I was using the book that I was using. Again, these are really hard things to do, but over time, and this is a point. Like I hope you're now convinced that engaging with your feelings is it's not a distraction from good reasoning, but it's an essential part of it. These skills are called emotional intelligence, okay? Because you're able to check this side and go with that side. I think it's a real important thing. I think with time, human beings find a way to regulate because they realize, think of everything else in your life, like where you've made a bad decision, whether it's in a relationship, with a coach or with a teammate, or with friends. Think of all those moments that you wish you could take back.
I have a lot of them in relationships.
Yes. So think of those. Do you learn from them? Do you mature from them? Every time do you actually just do the same thing? You're just completely on tilt, off the handle. Like it's like instead of this relationship potentially working tomorrow when your buzz wears off, you're in a different quad and it's going to be this, going to be that. Some people call it schizophrenia.
Yeah, this is hard to do. It's hard to do on your own. Especially with the emotional component. We launched a long-only product with a partner, not we, but a partner that just mirrors our best ideas. It's doing quite well this year so far, up about 7.5% above the S&P. So if you ever want to also have somebody else do it for you, that's something to look at. You can email me at djones@Hedgeye or Jamie Bruno, jbruno@hedgeye.com. But the point is, these emotions are real, and they're what cause, I think, people at times to not learn but make bad decisions. And especially on days like this, that's something that you have to be aware of.